Hey everybody, this is a lesson about the food chains and food webs. So first of all, a keystone species is a species that has a high impact on other organisms in the ecosystem. In the food web shown, the arrows represent the direction that energy is moving by being consumed and hunted by other predators. Notice that none of the arrows are pointing towards the plants, also known as autotrophs, at the base of the food web. This is because autotrophs do not consume other organisms, but instead they do make their own food through photosynthesis. If the keystone species is the otter, then here is the likely outcome for the other organisms in the habitat. A food web will show a habitat with high biodiversity. Bio means life, and diversity means differences. Biodiversity means a large group of different types of organisms. A food chain is much more simple and only involves a linear pathway of energy being transferred between just a few organisms in an ecosystem, but can be useful in seeing how a limiting factor impacts a population size. Limiting factor is factors that limit the population and can be abiotic, which is non-living, like water, soil, or wind, or biotic, meaning living, like disease, density, food, or competition. In this graph, we see that from 1930 to 1950, a 20-year lifespan, the otter population has declined. Energy pyramids show the energy gained or lost within the trophic levels in an ecosystem. At the bottom of the food chain are primary producers, also known as autotrophs, like plants, mosses, and algae. They receive their energy from the sun and turn light energy into food energy for consumers during photosynthesis. Sugar is the main energy substance made by plants that consumers can use for energy. The first consumers are called primary consumers and include all herbivores who eat vegetation. All consumers above the primary producers are called heterotrophs because they eat others. The 10% rule in ecology means that only 10% of the energy consumers digest is actually stored in their bodies. The other 9% of the energy is lost in the form of heat, metabolism or digestion, and feces. You can see how the percentage of the energy at each trophic level decreases due to this energy loss. In terms of biomass, bio equals life, or mass equals amount. There are always more primary producers in an ecosystem and less apex predators because of the loss of energy within the trophic levels.